All right, part three. So yeah, so so when she sat down with me and she was just like, yeah, we missed it, we it's a very likely thing, and I was just like, okay, that's not fine, but it is what it is, we're in this situation. So I was like, so what is your treatment plan, what is your course of action, blah blah blah. And my doctor looked at me with her whole chest and was like, yeah, so we're just gonna do hormone therapy, which I was on hormone therapy before for the past like 8 years or so. um well, since 20, I want to say since 2014, I've been on hormone therapy. And if anything, it just slowed down the the stages or whatever. It didn't stop the cancer from, growing. It continued because it continued to thrive, clearly because there's a 7 centimeter tumor in my lung, and there's mets in my liver, and there's mets in my spine. It had time to cultivate, grow, spread, and divide. And you're telling me the only thing you plan on doing is hormone therapy? I'm like, that's not enough. And because the particular cancer diagnosis that I have is hormone sensitive, apparently there's only two ways to treat it, which is through hormone therapy or through chemo. And so she was like, yeah, you're just going to go back into hormone therapy. And I was just like, but like, we just came off of this. I don't want to do that. And then she proceeded to say, hey, well, it's either you do the hormone therapy or I take out an ovary. What do you prefer? And I was like, Heather, lady, lady, lady. I'm not the one. I am beyond the one that you want to mess with and play with it in these streets, because I will fill in the blank. Anyways, so yeah, so she proceeded to do that, and I was just like, listen, at that moment, in that particular moment, I was just like, you know what, I'm done. I can't deal with this hospital anymore. I was like, you know what, I need to go to hospital B. I need to go there, because honestly, I would rather I would rather go to a smaller hospital and take my chances there than deal with you anymore, because I feel, as I said, that they failed me with doing tests and everything like that. And I failed myself as well because I didn't demand them. And so, like, what I've learned is that advocacy for yourself as a patient is so important. Um, if I told my doctor, like my family doctor, any concerns, like, she's always quick to run tests and do whatever. She goes above and beyond and bends over backwards. And I actually hide from her because she's always like on top of it with me. And I'm like, you know what? When I'm busy and I'm tired and I'm stressed and I don't have time, I'm just like, listen, lady, I can't deal with everything that you represent right now. I love you, but I can't. So when she said that, I was just like, you know what? I think that I need to go to another hospital because it is closer to home, which is in fact very true. Hospital B is like 5 minutes away. So, I decided to take my chances there. And one of the things that I will say, that I thought about after, which is something that I never really considered before, but I think that it's a factor that has been a part of my care, which is the team that I was working with in Hospital A. They were predominantly of the Caucasian persuasion. And the team that I went to work with in Hospital B, they are predominantly minorities. And when I spoke to my doctor, my new doctor in Hospital B, she had informed me that once they deem you cured, they don't do any follow up CT scans or MRIs. So what I realized is it doesn't have necessarily anything to do with my age or my skin color, but it has something to do with the system as a whole being not what it needs to be for people that are experiencing something as traumatic as dealing with cancer. And so, like, the whole system is broken, but I feel like for marginalized, visible minority people, I think that the care that is provided might not be on par, is what I'm trying to say based on my own personal experience. So, I just find it very, very interesting that the people that are advocating for me, like my family doctor is a visible minority, my new oncologist is a visible minority. The team that I worked with, even the surgeon that I moved to at Hospital B is a visible minority. And I felt more connected and considered and I felt like they took my concerns more seriously as opposed to the other team that was, you know, consistent of, Caucasian persuasion. so, yeah. So I think that that is something to also to consider when you are a person of a marginalized group, that people that don't look like you, and I'm not saying that they have to look like you or be of the same heritage and background and whatnot, but people that are, different, that have marshmallow melanin might not take your concerns as seriously. And like when I was talking to some friends, they were sharing some horror stories of what their family or they have endured due to, prejudices within the healthcare system. And I'm not saying that it always happens, and I'm not even saying that it necessarily happened to me, but I'm saying that I looked at it differently once I came through on the other side and I took a look back. So, as I said, the system is broken in a way, and so is the treatment of people of visible minority status. So I took that into consideration, as I said, when I spoke to my new doctor, and she said that she would have done the exact same thing. So then I was like, okay, maybe it wasn't necessarily just that, it's just the system in itself. But I did feel a type of a way because you felt the need or the right to speak to me in a manner in which I did not appreciate. So that particular doctor was already like on thin ice. As I said, I felt let down because I had entrusted my care to these people and I felt like the bare minimum was done for me. But I also did not know that I needed to demand and advocate for myself in this area, because the probability of someone that has already had cancer to get a restaging is higher than a person that has never had cancer to begin with. So why shouldn't you do like a yearly, CT scan and a follow-up just to make sure that it's nowhere? You know what I mean? Why can't that be the bare minimum? You know what I mean? Instead of nothing at all, and then getting to like 7, 8 years later, and it's like, oh yeah, you've actually had this for a while, and I'm so sorry, too bad, we're gonna take out an ovary if that's what it takes, or you're gonna take this treatment. And it's just like, you didn't even need to say that, but whatever. And she thought it was funny, and I was just like, I need to go because honestly, you're not taking my concerns seriously. So, after talking with my new doctor, and she even went back to the old doctor to get her take on what she should do. And my old doctor said the exact same thing, was just do hormone therapy and she'll be fine. And when I heard her say that, and this is something I failed to mention before, but when I heard her say, we're just going to do hormone therapy, which is what I had come off of the year prior, I was just like, all I heard in my head is, we're just going to leave you to die. That's what I heard. She did not say that, but my perception of what she was implying was, you're too far gone, so we're just going to make you comfortable until you pass. And I'm just like, that's not an option for me. Failure is not an option. Death is not an option. So what are you going to do, boo-boo? What are you going to do? And so my new doctor, when I met her, she realized that I was at the stage that was past just doing hormone therapy, because I was having difficulty breathing, walking. I was coughing a lot in the beginning, and it was truly like hard for me. So she, with her, just meeting me for the first time, was like, hey, this is a problem. We need to do something a little bit more aggressive, which is why she was like, we need to do chemotherapy. And so, when I heard that she was actually taking action, I appreciated that so much, because my doctor from Hospital A was just like, die slow. And I mean, at the end of the day, I'm just like, yes, we're all gonna die at some point, but as I said, I'm still young. I'm still here. I'm still alive. Like, why is my life not worth fighting for? And, my doctor currently, she did not only just do the chemotherapy, I'm also on the hormone therapy. I could have done both, but my other doctor was like, nope, you'll be fine. Like, and I was just like, I wasn't fine before, so how will I be fine now? Like, that doesn't make any sense. And then she attributed or blamed, me being off of of the hormone therapy for a year for the reason why everything just got out of hand. Got out of hand. It's been there for years. You said that with your own mouth. So how did the 1 year make it get out of hand? Because I was slowly, it was slowly going and spreading everywhere. It didn't spread in the 1 year that I didn't take the hormone therapy. It was already there. It had already spread. It just got progressively worse. So, yeah. I'm all amped up. Anyways, so, I feel like moving to hospital B completely with my care has been the best decision for my life in this season, which I truly appreciate. And hospital A let me know that I could come back anytime if I had any questions or concerns, if I wanted to move back there. And I was just like, I'd rather have my eyes plucked out by birds. Yeah. Anyways, so I'm not saying never, that it'll never happen, but I'm just saying I need some time to kind of get over the hurt and the trauma of feeling like my concerns weren't taken as seriously as they should have, and just heal and forgive and let go and move forward with my life. So I'm grateful for the new team that's working with me, which they've made me feel very comfortable and heard, and they listen and they check into every concern that I talk about or share with them. And I just appreciate them on a whole new level. Like, just the care has been completely different from the care at Hospital A, which is like they were very unfriendly, very like, whatever, like just standoffish. And with this team, I feel like more confident and more secure in the fact that they're taking my concerns seriously, and they will heed to them. You know what I mean? And now, as a patient, I'm demanding and will continue to demand and ask for the care that I need. So if I need to demand a CT scans, like as I said, my family doctor is not, she does it on the whim. She doesn't care. She does care, but she wants me to, feel secure in whatever. If I have any concerns, she'll always send me for tests, which is why I chose her and I appreciate her so much. And now with my new oncologist, I appreciate the care that she's also providing, and the fact that she listens and hears what I have to say and is willing to do the care. But I also am now standing up and gonna be doing my part whenever something is out of alignment, or if there's new things that I'm dealing with that I wasn't dealing with before. If there's an issue, I'm gonna voice them now instead of pushing it down and aside, pretending like everything's fine, just to adhere to the desire to be this strong Black woman. I'm not strong. I don't claim to be strong, but like in my mind, I always want to, give that portrayal. But I'd rather live than than pretend to be something that I'm not. So yeah, so that is that. I hope that you guys learned something from this and learned to advocate for yourself, and learn that potentially who you are as a visible minority might be something that is considered in your care, because that was something that I never thought about before this experience. And yep, that's it. I hope you have a wonderful, God-filled, God-blessed day, and thank you for listening. Peace.